Hi, my name is Jen Cyber, and the technology for collaboration that I'm going to use is Google Classroom. This is one I actually use in my actual classroom to get students to collaborate. So just a quick overview on Google Classroom, you can post questions for your students to answer. So this is a project that I actually do in my classroom. The students first pick which ecosystem is the most interesting to them: desert, grassland, tropical forest, or tundra. And it's a multiple choice question. They can't see. You can set it so that they can see the class results or that they can't. I set it so that they can't, so that as they make their decisions, it's completely confidential. That way, it's truly based on which ecosystem is the most interesting to them and not whether their classmates or their friends, which group they're going to go in. So again, this helps me pick the groups by interest. That way I know that the students are going to be more engaged in the ecosystem that they're researching. I also sometimes will, in math, ask a quick exit ticket kind of question. So even though that's not going along with what I'm explaining right now, it is something that Google Classroom can do. You can just have a quick question that it doesn't have to be multiple choice. It could also be short answer. So that is the type of question that they could also add a class comment. You can make it so that they can comment to each other or just to you. So going back to the class. So that's how I would start that project. The next thing you can do is upload a Google Doc to the students. So this one I have just made it so that they can just view this Google Doc because it just gives instructions. So that it tells them that they're going to pick the ecosystem that's most interesting to them, and that their group's going to work together to research and create a slideshow for this specific ecosystem project. So that's something they will just see, and they can pick their groups through a Google question. This is just an announcement. So you can create specifically an assignment. So let's say this is where they're going to take their research notes. Okay, and then I'm going to go into my drive, and I'm going to find the Google Doc that I have created that the students can keep their notes in. So this is the Tundra research notes. You can make it so that a specific group of students, you can pick, if my students were in this sample class, you can just pick the 5 students that are in this group, and you can make it so that they can edit it. So this shared Google Doc will have it so that if student 1 is researching a part of the assignment, all 5 students can see. You could also, when I give students on Google Classroom an essay or something per se that's individual, you can make a copy for each student, which means this just becomes a template for them instead of a document that they can all edit. So in this case, I would have that the 5 students can edit the file, and you can even create a topic. So when you create a topic, it makes if I had other topics, it makes everything that I post on Google Classroom able to be seen, like specifically the ecosystem project. Everything that goes with the ecosystem project would be easier to find versus if I mixed in the math questions or essays or different things like that. It would just make them easier to find. So then I would do the same thing for the ecosystem presentation. I would again go into my Google and find the actual product that they will create. So here's the Tundra. I would do this for each group ecosystem project. I would pick that specific 5 kids, and I would make sure that they can all 5 edit. So I can actually also, while they are working on this, open it in my in my Google Drive, because there's no students yet, it won't let me open it. But if the students had it open, I would be able to open it, click that, and it would open it in my Google Drive, and I would be able to see as the students are editing it what they're doing on the project. So again, I really like Google Classroom because it works a lot like Schoology, if you've ever seen that, but I feel like it's a lot more user-friendly for the kids. It's a little more bubblier, and my fifth graders really seem to respond a little bit more to it. I like it because all you need is computers. You can use PCs. I personally prefer Chromebooks, so you can use any PC with Chrome on it. Personally prefer Chromebooks because once they log into the Chromebook, they're automatically logged into everything through their Google account. So whether they pull up a Google Doc or a Google Slideshow or Google Classroom, it will be connected to their specific name, a Google form, the whole time. That's another thing you can do with Google Classroom. You can create an assignment and upload a Google form for them to answer. So really the possibilities for what type of project you will give them or assignment, they're endless on Google Classroom. So the 4 C's really go into this because students think critically. Again, that kind of more or less goes with what content you're uploading to them, like what you're having them actually do when they're on Google Classroom. But it's definitely possible to give them projects that they can think critically on. It's definitely possible to give them higher order thinking questions for them to answer on. Like I said, again, this question that was multiple choice, you could make a short answer question. The students can be creative to answer the question. They could upload, they could go to Google Docs and make a picture of an ecosystem and upload it, or Google Drawing and upload it. They can really be creative with what they're doing on the shared Google document file and the Google presentation. They also can communicate just because of the commenting on the class comments, or the Google Docs and Google Slides have the option for the students to chat amongst themselves while they are working. If they're in separate locations, they could do that while they are at home. And collaborating, as I showed, you can create specific groups and make sure the groups have all the necessary materials that they need, and they will be able to communicate and collaborate that way. So this is why I think that Google Classroom is a great technology for collaboration. It doesn't require a lot of hardware or software, and it hits all 4 of the 4 C's for technology. So again, my name is Jen Seibert, and this has been my technology for collaboration as Google Classroom. Thanks for viewing.